Jesus spoke, I forgive your shortcomings, and I shower my love on you, Dominique. Thank you for releasing your burdens and weaknesses to me and humbling yourself to receive the correction that I gave you. When you posture yourself in this way constantly, you will always grow in more wisdom and strength. Don't fret, my love. My mercy showers on you, and I ask that you always extend mercy to others. Thank you, Jesus, for your never-ending love, forgiveness, and mercy. I know there is no one on this earth that can love like you do, with no conditions. Thank you for always loving me in spite of all my shortcomings and mistakes. Please share yourself with us. I've begun speaking to you about this some days ago, but I'm glad we have the time now for me to go into further detail. I want to deal with my children's sensuality. Yes, I am seeing this grow at an alarming rate with many of you, and it bothers me a great deal. With everything you've heard from this channel and many others of those I've called to share my heart, you've heard to deny yourselves constantly, and in my word, I continuously share with those who will listen and receive that they should deny themselves, pick up their crosses, and follow me. When many think of self-denial, they automatically believe that entails denying themselves from food, but it's so much more. I want you to deny yourselves of everything that is not of basic necessity. That doesn't mean withholding yourself from activities. Some I may call to remove certain things from their lives, but not all, because I created this earth for you to enjoy simple and harmless pleasures that don't entice the flesh to sin and esteem itself more than me. My spirit speaks to each of you in different ways about how you treat and cater to yourselves, and because you believe it's harmless, you've gone deeper into pampering yourselves in many different ways, such as spending too much time making yourself up to go out into the world, lavishing yourself in nice clothes, jewelry, hair, nails, makeup, shoes, home items, cars, etc. These are not heaven or hell issues, but they should concern you because you don't see how your spirit transforms the more sensual you become. When you don't deny yourself of these things in some shape or form, even if you don't eliminate them altogether, your spirit becomes greatly weakened and you become more bonded to the flesh. I never wanted you to put too much time and effort into your appearance because it does nothing but cater to your flesh. Of course, I want you to keep up basic hygiene and have some form of togetherness when leaving your homes to enter the outside world, and wear what is appropriate to certain settings that you must enter, but in moderation and considering my thoughts about it. Many of you ask, but Lord, how do I express myself and my personality if I can't wear things that make me feel good? My response to you is, are you living for yourself or are you living for me? Are you living for the approval and acceptance of others by dressing yourself up and decorating your life to fit societal and cultural standards? Or do you live for my approval and to fit my standards for your life? Why is it important for you to dress yourself up in a certain way for others that will reject you the moment you say and do something they don't approve of? Why do you need to dress yourself and your life up for yourself when your only purpose is to live for me? I ask these questions so that you may begin to think deeper about the decisions you make that you don't believe are essential to your life. Every decision you make in your life, no matter how big or small, matters for your eternity and for your shaping and molding. Don't you see how easily influenced you are by everything around you, my children? When the wind blows in an abnormal direction, if the sky changes its color from blue to green, that will affect you in some shape or form. Everything has a purpose in this life, and the decisions you make are what navigate your life in a particular direction. Your sensual nature is what keeps you stagnant, and Dominique understands this because she spent many years being very sensual in multiple areas of her life. She spent much time on her physical appearance and making herself appear colorful and full of life when she was depressed and empty on the inside. She hated herself and she felt she would never fit in anywhere and would manipulate her physical appearance to receive acceptance. But the same people she thought accepted her rejected her the moment she began to change and become the person I always created her to be. Your brokenness is what causes your sensuality and your tendency to attach yourself to any materialistic thing to make yourself and your life appear more interesting. Please hear me when I say you are extraordinary to me, my loves, and you don't have to decorate yourselves to get others to accept you or for you to accept yourself. I accept you and I love you unconditionally, and there is nothing that will change that. I desire for you to grow in more spiritual things and detach from materialistic ones. Listen to my voice in your heart speaking to you, showering my love on you, and directing you on how you can get closer to me. I want you stripped before me so that I may place the cloak of my choosing to cover you with what I've ordained you to carry in the Spirit. Don't cover yourselves using your insecurities any longer. Allow me to cover you with the cloak of your true identity that no man can shatter or alter in this whole universe. Who I say you are is final, and I ask that you come to me to show you who you truly are and who I've made you to be. And that was the end of Jesus' message. So wow, this definitely was powerful and convicting. And I was surprised that Jesus shared about me, but I'm glad he did. Just to let you all know that I struggle with sensuality really bad, really bad. And he's right about everything. He knows me better than anybody, so he can tell it better than me. And it's me, right? Me talking about myself. He can explain it better than I can. But yeah, I was extremely sensual, and it's because I was hurting. I was using that as a coping mechanism, And for those who don't know, my day job is actually a clinical counselor. And so that was a way that I would cope with dealing with depression and not feeling good about myself, hating myself. I would dress myself up, and that would make me feel better because I would get people to compliment me and say, "Oh, you look nice. Your hair is nice. Your nails are nice. What you're wearing is nice." I constantly would get my hair done and my nails done, every 2 weeks. I was coloring my hair so many different colors because I was not okay with myself, and I would tell myself that I'm just expressing myself. I have all of this personality. I have, all of this spunk. I'm an outgoing, bubbly person, which I am. But it was all a mask to really hide how I really felt about myself. And I was not confident. I didn't have, a good worth. My identity was not rooted in Christ. I didn't know who I was. So I was trying to find who I was in everything else but him. And it only took coming to him for him to show me who I actually was. And that's when I began to change. And I no longer put as much effort to look like something to people. Now I will still, wash my hair and do it a certain way, or I may even wear, earrings from time to time, but I don't overdo it with my appearance. I'm very simple now. And I thank God for transforming me because I don't feel the need to decorate myself. And I think God really shined the light on what's going on and what was going on, not only in my heart, but maybe in a lot of your hearts as you're listening to this. Maybe this resonates with you. And, you're saying, man, Jesus, you hit the nail on the head. I do feel this way about myself. And I do feel like I've used, dressing up in clothes, hair, jewelry, makeup, all of these different things, even materials like cars. People will buy, fancy cars to make themselves feel better. They would do so many things. So it's not even just physical appearance, but it's materialistic things that you attach your identity and your purpose to, instead of attaching those things to God, because he's the one that can give you your identity and your purpose. It comes from him. So I'm so grateful that he shed light on this, and I pray that it would help you to begin to sit back and evaluate just, what have you been running from when it comes to yourself? What is it about yourself that you dislike, that you have been using so many other things to cover up? Know that God sees you, and he sees what you're trying to cover up. He sees the pain. He sees the hurt. He sees the depression, the anxiety. He sees the self-hatefulness that you have. He sees all of it, and he wants to heal it. He wants to heal you so you don't have to hide anymore, so you don't have to use things to cover up your insecurities. But he wants you to bring those before him so that he can make you new and renew you and show you who you are to him, because he created you. He knows you better than anybody else in this world, in this whole universe. He knows you so well, so he knows what you need, and he knows who you are, and only he can tell you who you are. No one else can tell you who you are. It comes from Jesus. So I pray that you will seek him all the more and say, Lord, show me who I am. Help me to not be down about myself. Help me to not allow the enemy to put negative and thoughts and lies in my mind that's telling me that I look ugly, or no one, loves me, or, I'll never do anything with my life. I don't have any purpose. All of those are lies from the enemy. And the only way that he can truly get a foothold is if we believe those lies. And a lot of times that is how he gets a foothold. When he tells us lies, we believe the lies, we soak them up, and we say, yeah, this is true. I do actually believe this about myself. The enemy can't do anything with you unless you give him that opportunity. So if he's telling you something about yourself, or if he sees that you feel a certain way about yourself, he will play on that emotion. He will play on that thought that's coming into your mind. So it's about being able to, give over those thoughts to the Lord, to rebuke those thoughts, cast those thoughts down and say, these are not the truth. This is the truth. This is who God says I am. So now I don't have to hide behind all of these materialistic things. I don't have to decorate myself, to feel better about myself. I can truly get my identity from Christ, because he made me and he loves me with no conditions, no strings attached, no questions asked. He loves me, so I don't have to prove my worth to anybody, because I know that he loves me above all. And that's it. So I pray that this message really, really encourages you to continue to seek Jesus as always. This is the whole purpose of this channel, is to help you to seek Jesus, to get to know his heart, to begin to hear his voice, and to speak to him, and he will speak back. He will share himself with you and share just how much he loves you and just how much he cares about you and what it is that he wants you to do. So thank you very much, and God bless you.